This is a common problem. You can skip through the intro if you saw it before.
Hi, Cathie, Hatrick-Anderson here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. What you're going to see here is me training horses off-farm, working with horses and their owners that I've never met before. So a lot of times I'm working with problem horses. They won't get on the trailer, they're aggressive, turn their butts to their owners, hard to catch, and a lot of times I have to come up here. And then I make it come down here and it's nice and pretty. The reason I have to start up here is because I don't want to get hurt, and many times horses have been lied to by their owners. They'll ask them to move and then don't insist. The horse might turn their rear end to them, and so I have to come off a little strong to begin with to keep myself safe. So I'm just pretty much speaking the horse's language, posturing. I might throw a kick at them, simulate a bite. Even if they're not aggressive, I just want them to know that I know how to communicate with them. Imagine if you went to a foreign country and you didn't understand the language. People are talking to you, you're trying to talk to them, and there's no communication. Pretty soon you'd get frustrated, angry, and you just stop trying to communicate, because nobody's listening to you, nobody's understanding you. So imagine a good analogy that I like to give my clients is a bunny rabbit. If you've seen a bunny rabbit out in the field, and then all of a sudden that bunny rabbit took off and chased a predator, chased a coyote, you'd call somebody. You'd say, oh my God, that predator just ran after coyote, and the coyote turned tail and ran away. So a lot of times you'll see horses moving people's feet, and that's not natural. In the horse-human relationship, a horse should never move a human's feet. We don't yield to them. So if you have an aggressive animal and you yield to them, that's telling him he's the boss. Even if your animal's not aggressive, he might be a sweetheart, but if you yield to his feet, then he can't trust you to keep him safe. Okay? So, habla español, ¿quieres algo para comer? ¿Quieres papas fritas, carnitas? ¿Quieres algo para tomar? Jugo de naranja, cerveza? It's too early for that. I don't speak Spanish, but I'm just trying to make a point. If I mutilated that language, I apologize. I learned a little bit in Southern California. But my point is, I wouldn't try to teach you in a foreign language. When I'm working with my clients, I'm speaking their language. I'm showing them, I'm demonstrating. A lot of times they still don't get it, and that's why I speak the horse's language at first. So some people get offended by that. The horses never do. When they throw a kick at another horse, hide's missing, hair's missing, and sometimes a lot worse. So I'm no match for them. They outweigh me at 1,000 pounds by at least 10 pounds. So that's why I do what I do to keep safe. I don't have days or weeks or months to bond with them. Sometimes people say, oh, you should take your time and bond with them. People are at their wits' end when they call me to travel out to their farm. So they need results. They need results right away, tangible results. And they need tools that they can put into practice and work with their animal, because many times it's, I can't keep them anymore, I'm going to get kicked out of my barn. Sometimes in extreme cases the horse is going to be put down if I don't fix it. So I'm not ashamed of what I'm doing. It's not, videos aren't edited like some other trainers will edit and show the good parts, or this is what you do if your horse won't do this. I'm actually working with horses on the spot, and when you see them on my channel, you know, it's already happened. I sometimes don't know what's going to happen, okay? And so that's why I do what I do. I thank you for watching. If you came to my channel to pick up a tip or two, if you don't like it, there's plenty other channels that you can go visit. And if you're a viewer, a new one or old one, I appreciate your viewership, and come back often, and happy trails.
This is classic. She's asking the horse to go out on the lunge, but she's walking toward his hip and actually asking his hip to go over, and now he's just taken off.
All right, have him halt.
She got in a dangerous position to get kicked there.
Okay, why is he
and
turning?
he turns in without being asked.
He was originally trained that way.
All right, so next time you tell him to walk, try to make him halt on the circle. You need to look where you want to go. Don't look at the horse's head. Look left, and don't ever back up. If you walk, it should be toward the horse's shoulder or a little behind. And now when you have him halt, just try to tell him don't turn in. And when he goes, we don't keep asking him to go. Okay, that's better. One more time. Okay, so right there, you actually turned his fanny in by pointing at it and stepping toward it. A lot of people have this problem. This is how I fixed this my first time working with his horse, teaching him to lunge. So I'm moving his front end out to that right front. Takes at least one step. If he turns in, I'll push him back out again. Until he moves that right front, like that. And then I'll back up with him until he pulls, because I want to be right here when I start. Good. So I want to start him at a walk and wait for a command. Good boy. What's his name? Amigo. Amigo? Yeah. Okay, I thought you said amiga. Okay, amigo. Walk on. So I'm not going to move. If I do move, I'm not going to back up. So right here, I didn't tell him to look at me or face me. I look where I'm going, just like if I ride him, and I'm sending him. Good boy. So you notice my feet, I'm either stepping toward the horse or walking a little behind, not toward his hip unless I wanted him to turn and face me. Halting on the circle, on an arc, it's a total different move from asking a horse to turn and face you. And that you would be pulling his head and driving his hip. And he keeps wanting to turn in because that's what he's done before. So he's like, hey, this is how I've done it. And now I'm telling him, well, this is how you're going to do it. The only reason that I lunge a horse is to refine our communication. Not to exercise his body, it's to exercise his mind. Halt on the lunge before we even start helps you for stand to be mounted. Here I'm turning him to the right because he keeps wanting to turn me. He's not supposed to drive my feet. Then I just lightly brush his shoulder with the whip to tell him to get out. Push him his front end. Because again, he has that propensity to turn in, because that's what he's done before with his owner. And I'm just telling him to walk on. When I want him to halt, I'll step out in front with my left leg and I'll bump the line a little bit. And I don't ever pull because that causes the horse to come into you if you pull him to a halt. And I'm just telling him to walk, not trot. Like shutting down the bad direction, opening the door for the good direction that I want him to go. And the minute he tries, I take that pressure down. He just keeps wanting to quit on me. Halt. And he did good there. Now I'm just going to push him out because he halted because he turned in a little. Look good. Now it's going to be her turn in just a minute. And we'll see the improvement.
when I went out another day, he was did perfect after this one.
So I started out where I wanted my circle to be, but I ended up here because I'm not backing down when he tries to move me. Okay, so if I have to leave my circle,
No,
that's
it's a
fine.
loose line when I lead. I don't have him choked up tight under his
Just
throat.
took him back. First time, stay behind him a little bit. Don't walk out ahead. Just look left. That's it. Put your left hand down lower. Yep.
Put your
Good.
hand down to your side.
Now when you want to halt, make your whip
And
quiet.
send him
Say
a
his
little
name.
forward.
Step out in front and lift. Great. Walk him right on before he turns. That's perfect. Don't walk out ahead of him. Send him. Stay still a little bit and you send him. That's it. So if you want to walk behind him a little, you can, but don't walk ahead of him. Very nice. Whenever you're ready, you're going to make the whip quiet, get your energy down, amigo, and lift. Little correction if he doesn't. Beautiful, beautiful. What a difference.
So if your horse won't lunge, perfecting a turn to the right will help you for every time he turns in, your counter move can be move your front end back out. And then they'll